nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Okay, so I wanted to give an update on the case. This was of Tyre Nichols. Remember the five black officers that beat him to death after a traffic stop. It was horrific to witness. So this debunks the myth of if we had our own policing, our own neighborhoods, that it would be better, because they bleed blue. They walk that blue line. They hide behind that badge as well. And it looks like there will be a $500 million lawsuit against the Memphis Police Department, which is great. And also the sixth cop, his name is Preston Hemphill. He will not be charged at all. So the five black cops are going to stand alone for this, and he gets off scot-free even though he was in the middle of it and participating in it. He was not seen punching him or doing the most damage, but he still was there, and he still should be charged because he had a duty to protect the public, and he did not protect someone who was a part of the public. And for him to get off scot-free, it's about colorless. So the other thing is, there are several cases that these men worked, and a lot of those cases are being dropped because their integrity has come into question. And this is really interesting to me that they are jumping all on top of this, not to be surprised because these are black cops, but they never hold colorless cops to the same standard. After this should be the standard. You get video footage of police officers doing something that they should not be doing, that's not within their protocol, you need to indict them. You need to look into their cases, and you need to do everything you can to throw the book at them. That's going to be the standard across the board. And if they don't follow this standard, you can see that they have approved themselves as evil and sick, because they hold themselves not accountable, and they do not hold themselves to the same laws that they pass down to other people. Am I saying these five officers do not deserve what they're going to get? No, they deserve everything that they're going to get. They acted in a criminal manner, but there have been their fellow officers who are colorless who did what they did, and worse, who have not been held accountable. And let's go to the worst. 6 Mississippi police officers plead guilty to torturing 2 black males. It says 6 former Mississippi law enforcement officers pled guilty on Thursday to federal civil rights crimes for brutally assaulting 2 black males earlier this year. Federal prosecutors say the 6 officers sexually and physically assaulted 2 handcuffed black men for more than 2 hours, January 24th, during a January 24th raid in Braxton, Mississippi. They went to the home and they had no warrant. The officers carried out mock executions on one of the men and shot him in the face, critically injuring the man. As the victim was bleeding on the floor, the former officers did not provide medical aid, instead gathered outside the home to devise a lying cover story and took steps to corroborate it between all of them, including planting a gun and destroying surveillance video. The officers pled guilty to 16 felony counts, including civil rights conspiracy, discharging a firearm during a crime of violence, and conspiracy to obstruct justice, among other charges. As part of their federal pleas, the men are also scheduled to plead guilty to state charges on August 14th. Both men were repeatedly tasered, called racial slurs, made to strip naked, and sexually abused with a pistol and an adult toy of a male member. The officer then tried to burn the clothes of the victim in an attempt to cover up their crimes, and planted methamphetamine in the house. The defendants in the case tortured and inflicted unspeakable harm on their victims, egregiously violated the civil rights of citizens who were supposed to be protected. And this was all because there was a call made to the police, which I don't know how this person knew, to call the Goon squad, is what they call themselves, to come to this home because they thought that one or both of the men were sexually involved with the colorless woman who owned the home, which somebody said that this is the landlord. And if this is the landlord, wow. Okay, and the 5 men who pled guilty, former sheriff deputies for Rankin County, they are Hunter Elward, 31, Christian Dedman, 28, Brent McAlphin, 52, Jeffrey Middleton, 46, and Daniel O'Dyke, 27, and Joshua Hartfield, 31. The 2 men who were sexually and physically tortured and violated, they have launched a $400 million lawsuit. The thing that I noticed about these 2 cases, they have these black officers. The thing that I noticed about these 2 cases is they have the photos of the black officers who harmed and killed Tyre Nichols everywhere. But in the article that I pulled up for these demonic, sick ass police officers that sexually assaulted and tortured someone, they have their names and age, but no photos. I need the same energy for those 5 for these 6. But you see, they can never be consistent. They will always provide some type of cover, even if there is no way they can cover and the evidence is there and they've pled guilty, they're still going to try and cover them. Rotten to the core. But I'll go ahead and leave it right here. Let me know what you thought about these 2 stories. Do you think the sentencings for the 6 officers are going to be the equivalent of the sentencings of the 5 officers? And I'll see you in the next one.